Hey, what's up everybody? Danny here with The Neighbor's Kitchen, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. In this video, I'm going to show you how I make one of my all-time favorite snacks. Now, it's not just a snack though. This recipe is easily scalable into a dinner or lunch. And on top of that, I will be using a cast iron skillet today, since we're going snack size. But if you are on Team Griddle, this recipe transfers over easily outside onto your flat top beautifully. So, I hope you enjoy this. Now, let me show you how I make pizza-dillas. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and get our skillet all nice and preheated. Here we got our large 12-inch skillet, and when you are choosing the size of the skillet that you're using, you wanna pay attention to the tortilla that you want. I use burrito-size tortillas. Obviously, customize this as you want. Now this is a little dry. I'm gonna give it a shot of olive oil before I turn the heat on. To get the proper texture on your pizzadilla, we want this lubricated but not wet. So instead of just pouring it in, I wanna make sure it's this nice color, not this dry color. This pan could use some attention, honestly, but we will take care of that later. So there we go. You guys see, it's not swimming in oil, but it's no longer thirsty. That's what we're looking for. And now one of the other tricks on top of making sure this is not over-oiled is the perfect temperature. I found on my stove about 45% is the ticket, and I'll tell you why. We want to make sure the outside of this pizzadilla is nice and flaky, perfect texture, and it has enough time that all the cheese on the inside gets melty. Too hot, you're gonna have to pull it before your cheese gets melty. Too cool, your cheese will melt and you'll never get that nice crispy outer layer. So it's something you may have to tweak a little bit. Everybody's stove is a little different, but start with a medium-low heat, maybe a little closer to the medium side, and see what happens. While you wait for your pan to get preheated, we're going to take a paper plate and we're going to rip off some paper towels. And with our pepperoni, spread them out a little bit. There we go. Nice and spread out. And in the microwave, put another paper towel on top. We're gonna give it 50% power for 45 seconds. Perfect. And what that does is it extracts some of that grease so that our pizzadilla has a chance of getting these all nice and crispy, and it takes that grease out because let's be honest, you're headed to the couch after this, right? All right, once our cast iron pan is preheated, I'm gonna take our tortilla. Like I said earlier, I'm using a burrito-size shell, and it fits perfectly in a 12-inch skillet. And we're just gonna let the inside warm up, so this is nice and pliable. And we're gonna get to the point where we feel the heat on what will be the outside. We're gonna flip this. It's not been but 10 seconds. I can feel the heat. I can feel that it's kind of, you can feel the texture kind of changing. So we're just gonna get under there. And now this becomes our inside, but it's nice and pliable. So we'll take a little bit of pizza sauce. Might have not grabbed enough out of the fridge. Let's see if we can get this to stretch. Oh yeah, I think we're gonna be just fine. That is actually the perfect amount. I like to see through it a little bit. We don't want too much sauce. We're gonna boost the flavor with a little bit of Italian seasoning. Actually dropped this on the floor when I was getting everything out, and believe it or not, it didn't spill all over the floor. It just broke the plastic. So we're gonna give it a nice little hit. This is whole milk mozzarella. Melts way better. than skim milk. And we're gonna put the base layer down. Don't use all of it quite yet. Here's our sweated pepperoni. See how the grease is on the paper towel? These are already, they've got some stiffness to them. So these are gonna get nice and crispy in here. I mimic my pizzadillas after a pepperoni pizza, but it should go without saying, have fun with this. Whatever your favorite pizza is, mimic that. Now before we put the rest of the cheese on, we're gonna throw a little bit of hot honey on it. And this is a little bit granulated, so we're not quite gonna get the drizzle. I'm gonna go around in a little bit of a crosshatch pattern. That'll do nicely. This is Sriracha flavor, I love it. Now with the rest of our mozzarella, we'll put that on top. And that's gonna help just kind of work like glue. Nice and even. Now you can see our first layer of cheese is already melting. So this side, the side we're not seeing, is crisping up nicely. Go ahead and very carefully fold that over. I'm going to apply pressure until that final layer of cheese kind of adheres to it. Let that sit for just a couple of minutes. We're going to check for a nice, beautiful crust. Then I might grab another one of these, and we're going to try to flip it over and get the other side nice and browned. In a couple minutes, let's take a peek here. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Got that nice cheese crunch there. Perfect toasted golden brown. Give it another couple minutes and get the same toast on the other side. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think that's what we want. Look at that. I want the sauce on the bottom side, so I'm going to set this over on a cutting board. I'm going to let it rest while I migrate some cameras around, and let's check out this wonderful pizzadilla. Alright, I had an idea real quick. I thought maybe we should try. Never done this before, not sure it's going to work. But I thought maybe we'd take a little bit of sour cream, maybe a little Sriracha. This will kind of match our hot honey a little bit, but it'll be more like something to dip in, maybe spread on the outside. Ooh. All right. We got our nice little hot sour cream now off to the side. See what this looks like. Nice and crunchy. Look at that. I want this piece. I like the ones that are folded over, but I don't know, this one just looks really good tonight. It's got that perfect crunch on both sides, layered with pizza sauce and cheese and pepperoni. Guys, look at this one. That's what I'm talking about. I love it. Let's put a little bit of this on. Let's see if this is a good idea or not. Definitely make that. That really puts it over the top. Oh man. The hot honey, the non-greasy pepperoni, the whole milk mozzarella for the win, the little addition of hot sour cream, and the perfection of getting the tortilla to the perfect texture alongside perfect meltiness of the cheese. You can't go wrong. My eyes are watering a little bit because it's just so perfect. I'm not crying, you're crying. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you try this at home. You certainly should. New Year's Eve is just a couple of days away. This is perfect for trying that. Like I said in the intro, goodness man, it's just Sriracha. Like I said in the intro, this is a wonderful recipe. If you have a flat top griddle outside, you can cook a bunch of these for friends and family, and they will love them. So guys, thank you once again. Check the description below for some of the equipment used in today's video. And hey, until next time, next year, be well. Oh man. I'm gonna grab this end piece now.